Welcome to our channel. Today we'll dive into a topic that touches the hearts of everyone who shares their home with furry companions. 20 everyday things that can unknowingly hurt your cat. Perhaps you don't even suspect that some of your routine actions or elements of your home environment cause your pet discomfort, stress, or even physical pain. Our four-legged friends cannot tell us about their experiences in human words, but they constantly communicate with us through body language, which we must learn to understand. The history of cat domestication spans about 10,000 years. During this time, they've learned to adapt to living with humans. But many of their instincts and needs have remained unchanged since their ancestors were wild hunters in the deserts of the Middle East. It's these ancient instincts that often conflict with the realities of modern urban life, creating situations where our furry friends may feel uncomfortable or even suffer. Cats are amazing creatures with unique psychology. They are simultaneously independent and attached, territorial and adaptive, wild and domestic. Unlike dogs, who have evolutionarily adapted to living in packs and openly demonstrating their emotions, cats are descendants of solitary hunters, for whom showing weakness or pain was equivalent to signing their own death warrant. In the wild, a sick or injured animal becomes easy prey, which is why cats are still masters at hiding their discomfort. Veterinarians often encounter situations where a cat with a serious illness only begins to show symptoms when it can no longer tolerate the pain. This is an evolutionary survival mechanism, which in domestic conditions can work against them. So, the first thing that can hurt your cat is sudden loud noises. Cats' hearing is phenomenally acute. It's one of their main hunting advantages. They can hear sounds in a range up to 60 kHz, while humans detect a maximum of 20. For comparison, ultrasonic rodent repellers, which humans cannot hear at all, sound like a piercing screech to a cat. Imagine how painful loud door slamming, shouting, a working vacuum cleaner, or a television turned to full volume can be for such sensitive hearing. Interesting fact, a cat's ear can turn 180 degrees to accurately determine the source of a sound, and 27 ear muscles allow for incredibly precise movements to capture even the quietest rustling. This anatomical feature makes them particularly vulnerable to sound stress. Try to create a calm sound atmosphere in your home. Warn your pet about upcoming loud noises. For example, before turning on the vacuum cleaner, move your cat to another room. You'll be surprised how grateful your pet will be for a quiet environment. This will manifest in calmer and more relaxed behavior. The second problem relates to incorrect touching. Many think that cats like to be petted everywhere and constantly because they often purr and rub against us. However, this is a serious misconception. Cats have special social zones where touching causes extreme discomfort and stress. The stomach, lower part of the paws, and base of the tail are places where most cats prefer not to be touched at all, or only in special cases when complete trust is established. When a cat rolls over on its back, showing its belly, many mistakenly perceive this as an invitation for stroking. In fact, most often, this is simply a display of trust. The animal shows its most vulnerable body part, saying, "I trust you so much that I can allow myself such a vulnerable position." Touching the belly at this moment may be perceived as a violation of this trust. Observations by animal psychologists show that cats prefer to be petted on the upper part of the head, behind the ears, and along the back. These are the areas that mother cats lick on kittens. Each cat is individual in its preferences, and the key to harmonious relationships is the ability to read your pet's body language. If during petting the tail begins to twitch nervously, the ears flatten, pupils dilate, or the animal tries to move away, stop immediately. These are signs that the touch is unpleasant. Learn to respect your pet's personal space and notice when it's uncomfortable. Such an approach will significantly strengthen trust between you. And what about food? The third mistake that owners often make is improper feeding. Cats are obligate carnivores, which means they are physiologically not adapted to digest plant food. Their short digestive tract, special tooth structure, and specific set of digestive enzymes are designed to process protein food of animal origin. Many products that are safe for humans can be deadly to cats. Chocolate contains theobromine, toxic to cats. Onions and garlic damage red blood cells and can cause anemia. Milk, contrary to popular belief, causes stomach upset in most adult cats due to the absence of the lactase enzyme. Caffeine, alcohol, grapes and raisins, avocado, all this can lead to serious poisoning. Besides forbidden products, it's important to maintain a feeding schedule. A sudden diet change can cause serious digestive upset. The cat's organism is extremely conservative and needs stability. Transitioning to new food should take at least a week, with gradual increases in the proportion of new food in the familiar diet. Studies show that irregular feeding is a common cause of stress and behavioral problems in domestic cats. Wild ancestors of modern cats hunted up to 15 times a day, so many cats prefer to eat frequently but in small amounts. The fourth thing that can hurt your cat is insufficient litter box hygiene. Cats are incredibly clean creatures. In the wild, they bury their excrement to hide the smell from potential predators and prey. This habit is so strong that kittens start using the litter box almost without training, instinctively. A dirty litter box can become a source of extreme stress. Imagine what it would be like for you to use a toilet that hasn't been cleaned for a week. For a cat, whose sense of smell is 14 times sharper than a human's, this is even more unpleasant. Interestingly, studies show that most cases where cats start using the bathroom outside the litter box are related precisely to insufficient cleanliness of the toilet spot or other problems with the litter box. Clean the litter box at least once or twice a day and completely change the litter according to the manufacturer's recommendations. Consider that many cats don't like scented litters. Strong artificial smells can deter them from the litter box. The size of the litter box is also important. It should be spacious enough for the cat to turn around freely. These simple actions will significantly improve your pet's quality of life and help avoid bathroom problems. The fifth mistake is ignoring the need for a scratching post. Scratching is not just a way to sharpen claws, it's a complex instinctive behavior that serves several functions at once. First, the cat indeed removes the dead layer of claws, renewing them. Second, it stretches the muscles of the front paws and back. Third, and this is often overlooked, it leaves its scent. Special aromatic glands are located on the paw pads. When a cat scratches furniture, it's not being naughty or taking revenge for something. It's performing a vitally important territorial marking ritual. Prohibitions and punishments are useless here. It's like trying to forbid a person from using the toilet. It's much more effective to provide an alternative. The ideal scratching post should be stable, so it doesn't fall when the cat leans on it, tall enough so the pet can fully stretch out, and made of material that your cat likes. Some prefer cardboard, others sisal, others wood. You can experiment with different materials to understand what your particular pet likes. The location of the scratching post is also important. Many cats prefer to scratch surfaces in socially significant places, where owners often are, or at room boundaries. Therefore, the scratching post should be placed not in a distant corner, but in an area of family activity. This will save your furniture and your cat's nervous system. The sixth thing that can hurt your pet is forced interaction with guests. Many cats, especially those who were not properly socialized in childhood, experience severe stress when strangers appear. In the wild, meeting a stranger is potentially dangerous, and this instinct remains with domestic cats. When guests come and the owner insists that the cat greet them or allow itself to be petted, this can cause extreme discomfort. The pet feels cornered with no escape. Such an experience can lead to persistent fear of guests and even aggressive behavior in the future. Animal psychologists recommend always giving the cat a choice, whether to socialize or not. The animal should have a safe place where it can go when the house is noisy or full of strangers. This could be a high shelf, a special house, or just a separate room. Warn guests, especially children, that the cat should not be pursued or taken out of hiding. When the pet sees that its boundaries are respected, it may show curiosity itself and come out to meet them, but this should be its own decision. The seventh problem is lack of intellectual stimulation. Many owners underestimate cats' mental abilities, considering them more primitive than dogs. This is a profound misconception. Studies show that cats possess excellent memory, can solve complex logical problems, and even understand the principle of cause and effect. In their natural environment, cats constantly solve intellectual tasks. They track prey, memorize hunting routes, assess risks. A domestic cat, especially one that doesn't go outside, is deprived of this stimulation. Without proper mental activity, pets begin to suffer from boredom, which can lead to depression, apathy, and destructive behavior. The modern market offers many interactive toys for stimulating feline intellect, puzzles with treats that need to be extracted by solving a problem, toys that imitate prey movement, special applications for tablets with games for cats. You can organize search games, hide small toys around the house, or organize treat hunts. Intellectual stimulation is especially important for cats who spend all day alone at home while owners are at work. In such cases, it's worth leaving your pet a variety of toys, periodically changing them to maintain interest. This will help keep your pet's brain toned and prevent the development of behavioral problems. The 8th mistake is related to transportation and travel. Most cats are strongly territorial creatures for whom changes in environment are a severe stress. Unlike dogs, who primarily attach to their owner and can feel comfortable anywhere next to them, cats primarily attach to territory and perceive any movement as a potential threat. Forced frequent movement, especially in an unsuitable carrier, can cause serious damage to the pet's mental health. A vehicle is an enclosed space with unfamiliar sounds, smells, and vibrations, incomprehensible to a cat. Travel stress can cause not only psychological problems, but also physical symptoms: vomiting, diarrhea, refusal of food and water. If travel is inevitable, it's important to make it as comfortable as possible. The carrier should be spacious, with good ventilation, but not transparent on all sides. Many cats are more comfortable when they can hide from view. Put a familiar bedding or clothing with the smell of home in the carrier. You can use synthetic pheromones, special sprays that imitate calming cat pheromones to reduce anxiety. Some veterinarians recommend training the cat to the carrier in advance, leaving it open in the house with treats inside so the pet associates it with something pleasant, not just with a trip to the doctor. During long trips, make stops every 2 to 3 hours. Offer water and the opportunity to use the litter box. Remember that your calm behavior is an important factor. Cats are very sensitive to the owner's emotional state. The 9th problem is sudden changes in home environment. Cats are conservative creatures for whom territorial stability is of great importance. Rearranging furniture, renovations, the appearance of new large items, all this can cause severe anxiety. The fact is that cats perceive domestic territory as a system of familiar routes and safe places. They literally create a 3-dimensional map of space in their head. When this map suddenly stops corresponding to reality, the animal experiences disorientation and stress. Cats find moving to a new house particularly difficult. There have been cases where cats travel dozens of kilometers to return to their old dwelling, so strong is their territorial attachment. If changes in the house are inevitable, try to introduce them gradually, moving things one by one if possible. Provide your pet with a safe space where everything remains the same, for example, a separate room not affected by rearrangement. When moving to a new house, animal psychologists recommend first restricting the cat to one room, where there will be familiar items and smells, and only then, as it adapts, expanding the available territory. You can use pheromone diffusers to create a sense of safety. Be patient. Full adaptation to a new place can take from several weeks to several months. The 10th point is neglect of social needs. Contrary to popular belief, cats are not absolute loners. Yes, they are more independent than dogs, but this doesn't mean they don't need interaction. Studies of wild and feral cats show that they often form complex social groups, especially when there is access to sufficient food. Domestic cats, especially those who grew up in close contact with humans, often suffer from loneliness if their owners are absent for long periods. This can manifest in destructive behavior, excessive vocalization, problems with toileting or grooming. Some cats become overly clingy, others, conversely, show signs of depression, apathy, loss of interest in games, changes in appetite. Spend time with your pet. Regular play sessions not only provide physical activity, but also strengthen the social bond. Many cats like when people talk to them. They may not understand the words, but they respond to intonation and attention. If you are often and for long periods absent, you can consider getting a second pet for company, but only if your cat is socialized to fellow cats. Not all cats accept new animals well in their territory. Interestingly, studies show that cats with strong social bonds with their owners live longer and suffer less from chronic diseases. This simple care for your pet's social needs will significantly improve its emotional and physical condition. The 11th mistake is ignoring signs of stress and illness. As mentioned, cats masterfully hide pain and discomfort. It's an evolutionary survival mechanism. When an animal shows obvious signs of illness, the problem has often already reached a serious stage. Therefore, it's important to learn to notice even slight changes in your pet's behavior. Alarm signals can be refusal of food or changes in eating habits, changes in sleep pattern, too much or too little, decreased activity, or conversely, hyperactivity, changes in self-care, excessive or insufficient grooming, changes in the nature of purring, Unusual behavior in the litter box, including frequent trips without result or urination outside the litter box. Unusual vocalization, especially at night. Aggressive behavior in a usually calm cat or unusual fearfulness. Many diseases, from dental problems to serious pathologies of internal organs, in the early stages manifest only in behavioral changes. Don't wait until the situation becomes critical. If you notice something unusual, it's better to be safe and consult a veterinarian. Modern veterinary medicine offers many gentle diagnostic methods that can identify problems at early stages when their treatment is most effective. Many owners don't know that cats are masters of compensation. They can live for years with chronic diseases, adapting to them and not showing obvious signs of discomfort. Regular preventive examinations by a veterinarian, even if the cat seems absolutely healthy, will help identify such hidden problems. The 12th thing that can hurt your cat is inappropriate collars and harnesses. An improperly selected collar can cause constant discomfort or even danger to life. A collar that's too tight hampers breathing, disrupts circulation, and can cut into the neck, causing irritation and pain. One that's too loose creates a risk of getting caught on something and being injured, or, even more dangerously, getting stuck somewhere during a jump, which can lead to strangulation. The ideal collar should allow you to slip 1 or 2 fingers between it and the animal's neck. No more and no less. Always choose models with a safety clasp that will unfasten if the collar gets caught on something or is subjected to strong pressure. This is especially important for cats that go outside and can climb trees or fences. Harnesses, which are becoming increasingly popular for walking domestic cats, should also be carefully selected. The harness should fit snugly against the body, but not restrict movement or chafe. Pay special attention to the underarm and chest area. The skin there is most sensitive to rubbing. The first introduction to a harness should be gradual, allowing the cat to get used to the new sensation at home before going outside. It's important to remember that not all cats are psychologically ready to wear a collar or harness. If your pet shows signs of severe stress, tries to get rid of the accessory, refuses to move, shows aggression, perhaps it's worth looking for alternative identification methods, such as a microchip. The 13th problem is related to unsuitable toys. Cats, like small children, explore the world through play. The quality and safety of toys directly affects not only entertainment, but also the health of your pet. Small parts that can be easily torn off and swallowed can cause intestinal obstruction. Threads, ropes, ribbons, if swallowed, can lead to a so-called linear foreign body, an extremely dangerous condition, often requiring surgical intervention. Toys with a strong chemical smell may contain toxic substances. Some materials, especially low-quality plastics, can emit harmful compounds. Toys not specifically designed for cats pose a particular danger. Children's toys, office supplies, household items. Their manufacturers don't take into account the peculiarities of cat behavior and possible risks. Choose specialized cat toys from trusted manufacturers. Regularly check them for wear. Even quality toys can become dangerous over time if they start to fall apart. Observe how your cat interacts with toys. Some pets are prone to swallowing inedible objects and require special supervision. Remember that the safest toys are interactive ones that you play with together with your cat. Teaser wands, laser pointers. Just don't point the beam at the animal's eyes. Balls that you throw. All this is not only safe, but also strengthens the bond between you and your pet. The 14th point is neglecting cats' need for height. In their natural environment, cats often climb high for observation, hunting, and ensuring their own safety. The ability to climb up is not a luxury, but a basic need for a cat's psychological comfort. The absence of such an opportunity can cause a constant feeling of vulnerability and anxiety in a domestic pet. Cat trees, shelves, special wall structures. All this will allow your favorite to feel safe and satisfy the natural need to conquer heights. Studies show that in homes with vertical spaces, cats demonstrate fewer aggressive and destructive behavioral problems. This is explained by the fact that height gives the cat a sense of control over territory and the ability to avoid stressful situations, for example, to hide from the intrusive attention of children or other animals. When arranging vertical spaces, it's important to consider the age and physical abilities of your pet. For kittens and young active cats, complex structures with multiple levels and transitions are suitable. For elderly animals or cats with musculoskeletal problems, it's worth providing easier access. Gentle ladders, intermediate platforms, soft surfaces to reduce joint load. Place vertical structures in socially significant places where the cat can observe household activity, near windows, in the living room, in corridors. This will satisfy not only the need for height, but also the pet's natural curiosity. The 15th factor is exposure to sharp smells. Smell plays a huge role in a cat's life, much larger than in a human's life. Cats have approximately 14 times more olfactory receptors than humans. In addition, they possess a special organ, the vomeronasal or Jacobson's organ, which allows them to literally taste smells, gaining additional information. Imagine what discomfort, strong perfumes, household chemicals, air fresheners, cigarette smoke cause to a cat's sensitive sense of smell. What is just an unpleasant smell for us can be an unbearable sensory ordeal for a cat. Essential oils are especially dangerous. Many of them are toxic to cats. Citrus, pine, tea tree, eucalyptus oils can cause not only discomfort, but also serious poisoning. Try to use household chemicals without strong smells, specially developed for homes with animals. Ventilate the room well after cleaning or using perfumery. If you use aromatic candles or diffusers, make sure they are placed in areas inaccessible to the cat and that the oils used are safe for animals. Interestingly, cats react very negatively to the smell of citrus. This fact is often used to create natural repellents. If you want to stop your cat from scratching a certain piece of furniture, you can treat it with orange or lemon oil. The 16th mistake is ignoring dental health. Problems with teeth and gums are extremely common among cats and can cause severe pain, significantly reducing quality of life. According to veterinary statistics, more than 70% of cats older than 3 years suffer from one or another oral disease, and many of them are not diagnosed at all. Tartar, gingivitis, periodontitis, tooth resorption. All these conditions not only cause pain when eating, but can also lead to systemic diseases when bacteria from inflamed gums enter the bloodstream and affect internal organs, especially the heart and kidneys. Unfortunately, many owners don't attach importance to preventing dental problems. Regular teeth cleaning with special paste for animals. Never use human toothpaste. It contains xylitol, toxic to cats, and preventive examinations by a veterinarian will help avoid serious problems in the future. If you can't get your cat accustomed to teeth cleaning, you can use alternative methods of oral care, special additives in water, chewable treats for cleaning teeth, special diets designed to maintain dental health. It's important to understand that these methods are less effective than mechanical cleaning, but better than no care at all. Pay attention to signs of dental problems: bad breath, excessive salivation, difficulty eating, preference for soft food over hard, one-sided chewing, loss of appetite, increased sensitivity in the facial area. If such symptoms are present, a veterinarian consultation is necessary. The 17th point is incorrect application of punishments. Unfortunately, many owners still resort to outdated training methods based on punishment. Physical impact, shouting, spraying water, loud sounds. These methods are not just ineffective, but also cause serious damage to the animal's psyche and destroy trust between the pet and owner. Cats cannot connect punishment with misconduct, especially if it follows even a few seconds after the event. Their brain simply doesn't establish such a cause and effect relationship. Instead, they remember that a person can be a source of discomfort and begin to avoid them or show fear. Modern animal psychology recommends using exclusively positive reinforcement methods, encouraging desirable behavior with treats, caresses, verbal praise, and redirecting undesirable behavior to suitable alternatives. For example, if a cat scratches the couch, don't punish it, but move it to the scratching post and reward it for using it. This approach is not only more humane, but also much more effective. Studies show that cats, like other animals, learn much faster when training is based on encouragement rather than fear. Additionally, it strengthens the bond between the pet and owner based on trust and positive interaction. The 18th thing that can hurt your cat is insufficient attention to water quality. Many owners don't attach importance to what water their pet drinks, assuming that if water is suitable for humans, it will suit the cat as well. However, cats are much more selective in matters of drinking. Evolutionarily, cats are adapted to receive a significant portion of liquid from food. Their wild ancestors mainly ate small rodents containing up to 70% moisture. Domestic cats, especially those that eat dry food, often don't compensate for this deficit with sufficient drinking. This can lead to chronic dehydration and kidney problems, one of the most common diseases in cats. Stagnant water in a bowl can repel them with its smell or taste. Cats often prefer running water, which is explained by instinct. In nature, standing water can be dangerous, while flowing water is more likely fresh and clean. This is why many cats like to drink from the tap or from the toilet. Change water at least twice a day, use wide, shallow bowls. Cats don't like it when their whiskers touch the edges of dishes when drinking. Consider purchasing a cat fountain, a device that provides constant circulation and filtration of water. Many pets that were previously reluctant to drink from a bowl significantly increase their liquid consumption when a fountain is available. If in your region the tap water is hard, you can use filtered or bottled still water. Some cats refuse to drink water with high mineral content. This is especially important for pets prone to stone formation in the urinary tract. The 19th point is ignoring the need for hiding places. Cats vitally need places where they can hide and feel safe. This is an evolutionary need. In the wild, having a reliable shelter was often a matter of life and death. The absence of such shelters in domestic conditions causes constant stress, which can manifest in increased anxiety, aggression, compulsive behavioral disorders. The ideal hiding place should be spacious enough for the cat to completely fit inside, but tight enough to create a feeling of security. It should have at least one exit, and better two, so the animal doesn't feel trapped, and be positioned so that the cat can observe the surroundings while remaining invisible. Boxes, special houses, cat trees with enclosed compartments, even just a raised blanket on the bed. All this can serve as shelter. Place such spots in different parts of the house so the cat can choose depending on the situation. Some pets prefer hiding places at height, others at floor level. It's especially important to provide enough hiding places in homes with multiple cats or other animals, as well as where there are small children. Each cat should be able to be alone when needed, without competition for resources. Interestingly, studies show that having enough hiding places reduces the level of stress hormones in cats' blood and reduces the frequency of conflicts in multi-cat households. This simple solution can significantly improve your pet's quality of life. And finally, the 20th thing that can hurt your cat is anthropomorphism, that is, attributing human traits, motives, and emotions to the animal. This is perhaps one of the most common approaches in relation to domestic pets. We love our cats and naturally strive to understand them, but often do this through the prism of human perception of the world. Of course, cats experience emotions. Modern science leaves no doubt about this. They can feel fear, joy, attachment, jealousy, anxiety, but their emotional world and cognitive processes differ significantly from human ones. Cats don't experience guilt, don't act out of revenge, don't make long-term plans. When we attribute human motives to them, we risk misinterpreting their behavior. For example, many owners are sure that a cat that urinates outside the litter box is taking revenge for some offense. In fact, this could be a sign of a medical problem, territorial anxiety, or dissatisfaction with litter box conditions. By interpreting this as revenge, the owner not only fails to solve the real problem, but may aggravate it with inadequate disciplinary measures. Anthropomorphism can also lead to not satisfying the pet's real needs. For example, when an owner thinks that the cat is lonely at home alone and gets it a friend, not considering that the first cat may be territorial and not socialized to fellow cats. Or when a person feeds a cat vegetarian food, considering it more ethical, ignoring the cat's biological need for animal protein. Try to look at the world from a cat's perspective, considering its natural instincts and characteristics. This doesn't mean giving up the emotional connection with your pet or stopping to notice its individuality. It means recognizing and respecting its catness, the fact that this is a creature of another species with its own unique needs and ways of interacting with the world. Let's summarize our thorough discussion about what can hurt our furry companions. Cats are amazing creatures, evolutionarily adapted to a completely different lifestyle than what we offer them in our homes. What's amazing is not that problems arise, but that they adapt so well to living with us. Their language differs greatly from ours. They cannot tell us in words about their needs, fears, and preferences, but they constantly communicate with us through behavior. Tail twitches, ear position, pupil dilation, meowing intonations. All these are ways of communication that we can learn to understand. Our task as responsible owners is to create for our furry friends the most comfortable environment possible, taking into account their natural instincts and characteristics. This is not just a question of humane treatment of animals, it's a path to harmonious coexistence, which enriches the life of both the cat and the human. Remember that each cat is individual. What causes stress in one may be completely indifferent to another. Some cats love noisy companies, others prefer quiet. Some adore active games, others calm contemplation. Like people, Cats have different temperaments, preferences, and experiences. Observe your pet. Learn to recognize its unique signals and reactions. This will require time and attention, but the result is worth the effort. You will create a strong bond based on mutual understanding and respect. Such relationships bring joy and enrich the lives of both parties. And last but not least, making mistakes is normal. We all learn, we all strive to become better. If you discover that you have unintentionally caused your pet discomfort, don't blame yourself. Just make changes and move forward. Your cat has most likely forgiven you long ago. They don't hold grudges, and this is one of their most beautiful qualities. I hope this information was useful and will help make your cat's life even happier and healthier. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for new useful tips about living with pets. And in the comments, share which of the mentioned points turned out to be the most unexpected or useful for you. Your experience can help other owners of furry companions. Thank you for your attention, and until next time in the world of feline secrets and discoveries.